Episode 9 was just too sad. I know Snowdrop episodes are getting sadder and sadder, but episode 9 in particular made me feel really bad for Soo Ho and Yeong Ro. The scene where Soo Ho knocks on the secret room's door. My heart couldn't take it. Soo Ho's biggest weakness is Yeong Ro, and that is why in episode 9, Soo Ho ends up getting caught by Gong Moo. In the last scene of episode 9, where everyone is almost getting out of the dorm, and Soo Ho and Yeong Ro are looking at each other. Man, I cannot explain. I had tears in my eyes. These two speak with their eyes and their eyes were screaming so much. I think they both were going through so many emotions at that time. Firstly, they thought this is the end. This is the last time they'll see each other because Soo Ho thought Yeong Ro would be able to leave now. You see, Soo Ho isn't weak. He could have easily grabbed the gun from Byung Tae, but there was a part of Soo Ho who wanted Yeong Ro to escape and leave the dorm. That's why he keeps standing still and just keep looking at her. Both have tears in their eyes. Yeong Ro's eyes are questioning. What will happen to you? Will you be okay after I leave? Soo Ho's eyes are more confusing to read because he's going through many complicated emotions. A part of him wants Yeong Ro to be with him and wants to say to her, "Don't go, Yeong Ro. I will not be able to live without you." But another part of Soo Ho is saying, "Leave, fastly, Yeong Ro. Don't come near this place and me and get more hurt." Well, the whole plan flops because Dr. Kong stops everyone and threatens to bomb the dorm if anyone moves. And unfortunately, she wasn't bluffing because when Gwang Tae tries to leave, she presses the button, and thus we see the dorm getting bombed. In episode 10, when Dr. Kong will press the detonator, the bomb will go off at multiple places in the dorm. I think the whole dorm won't be destroyed. Also, if we look at the end of episode 9, the bomb only explodes from the corners of two sides of the dorm and I don't think anyone was in those areas. So I have high hopes that none of the hostages would be injured. I think Soo Ho would have already placed the bombs at such places where hostages wouldn't be hurt. Also, if hostages would have been injured then they probably need an ambulance and a full team of doctors, but we can see there is no such thing in the preview. Also, we see Soo Ho and Yeong Ro in the preview very much okay, with no sign of injury, and all the other girls were also beside them when the bomb went off. If anyone could have possibly gotten hurt, it could be Mon Dung's son who was looking for the money bag, because only he was the one who was on the upper floor, where the bomb seemed to have gone off. Now, I am worried for Bunok, because the last time they show her was also in the upper floor room, but I have a feeling she might have left the place. But still, the bomb did go off, so it will create havoc in the whole country. Families of the girls outside the dorm would be worried sick for their daughters, because they would have no idea what is happening inside the dorm. ANSP, even in this situation, would think of their advantage. The ANSP would totally seal off the dorm, so no reporter or anyone can go inside. They will paint the spies more negatively, and then they would make up news from the bombing sites and spread false news to the public. Even if no one would be injured, they can possibly make fake injured people and use them to turn the situation in their favor. When the bomb would have gone off, everyone inside the dorm must have been startled. Soo Ho is a skilled soldier, so he knows how to maintain his composure during such times. But Soo Ho would be extremely worried for Yeong Ro, so he'll run towards Yeong Ro to save her, and maybe he will cover her with his arms and hug her. So, if there is anything that falls due to the bomb, it doesn't hurt Yeong Ro. For Soo Ho it doesn't matter what happens to him. He only cares for Yeong Ro's safety. So, when everyone would be on the ground due to the shock of the bomb, Soo Ho would use this opportunity to get hold of the gun from Byung Tae. Dr. Kong would also be here and eventually, the other comrades will join too, and they will be able to hold everyone hostage again. Comrade Ju was locked up, but literally, it was just a measly fence. He can easily get out of it. He even has his gun, which he can shoot at the lock. And we all know how much he loves shooting aimlessly. I feel like Comrade Ju might get out and he will be the one to help Bunok. Bunok could have gotten trapped inside a room or something, because when the bomb took off, there would have been crumbles of concrete here and there which blocked some passages of the dorm. I don't know about others, but I am personally enjoying the couple of Comrade Ju and Bunok. It happened very naturally, but I can see myself shipping these two. They're both annoying, so they're basically made for each other. Also, they're hated among their groups, so maybe that's something they feel common in each other and that's what brings them closer. We need to remember one thing. Bunok took the black bag with money and ammunition in it. I think the bag would get lost and stuck after the bombing. Or maybe Bunok took the bag to her room, because her room is still a secretive place. I think they never showed us the inside of Bunok's room, and I think there's some secret in that room too. Anyways, the thing is due to the black bag being gone, The North spies are eventually going to end up with no bullets and bombs. Now that Dr. Kong's identity is out in the open, there will be much more strictness inside the dorm, and everyone would be more scared than ever, because they know they can't mess with Dr. Kong, because she'll be not someone soft who will let the hostages get away with anything. Even though Yeong Ro, Mrs. P, Gongmu had good intentions in saving the girls, but this all would backfire on them. When Soo Ho was leading them, he was still a bit lenient, but now no leniency would be shown by Dr. Kang. We see in the preview, Yeong Ro is crying out loud and Soo Ho is standing there just looking at her. And he is so torn that he is also on the verge of crying looking at Yeong Ro like that. It's like Soo Ho is saying to Yeong Ro, "Why did you have to do that? See, we are now in more trouble." Soo Ho would tell Yeong Ro that she should have trusted him. And Yeong Ro would also realize in a hard way that Soo Ho was right, and that trying to leave the dorm rashly like that only added fuel to the fire. I think this would be the turning point in their relationship. Yeong Ro has experienced it firsthand, the real love of Soo Ho for her. Soo Ho remembered their secret knock, even lost to Gongmu just because she came in front of them. Also, when Dr. Kong will take charge, Yeong Ro will realize how Soo Ho is so helpless, and that he has nothing in control and he's constantly being forced by his higher-ups to do things he would not want to. I also think Dr. Kong would be strict with Soo Ho, and would even threaten to kill him, because he failed to keep the hostages in control. Yeong Ro would find this out somehow, and she will cry a bucket of tears that Soo Ho's life is in danger even by his own country. Soo Ho says in the preview, "Dead or alive, we're in the same boat now." Basically what that means is that Soo Ho is saying that both countries have abandoned them, and now they're all in this together. Either they get out alive or all die together. All of this is so sad, especially because first Yeong Ro and Soo Ho had hope of getting out alive, but now both of them are looking hopeless. It's as if they know that there's no way to get out alive anymore. Soo Ho for one has lost all hope, mainly because he would receive a second set of instructions from his country. The instructions will ask Soo Ho to kill all the hostages on the day of the election, when they are supposed to free the hostages. Because we see Soo Ho's dad talking to Deputy Director Soo Ryan about how they never listened fully to the South, and the South only needs to win the election. Otherwise, whether they kill the hostages or not, for all they care. Soo Ho would be devastated on hearing this new instruction, and now he'll be in a very tough place where he could either be loyal to the ideologies of his country, or protect his lover. Yeong Ro's dad would be super concerned for the safety of her daughter after the bomb, so he'll call Soo Ho to inquire about his daughter's condition. Soo Ho would tell him that she's all right, but he would need proof. That's when we see in the preview Yeong Ro's dad holding his binoculars near the dorm's basement. I think the windows of the upper floors would have been destroyed due to the bombing. That's why it'll get harder for NSP to keep an eye on the spies. So, to show Yeong Ro's dad that Yeong Ro is safe, they'll have to show through the basement. On the completely other side, Mrs. Hong Ae-ra would be praying for exactly 13 girls to have died, and Mrs. Song Sim would be praying that even if they're dead, it's not exact 13 girls. These ladies are so wicked. Whatever they're wishing and desiring, nothing will come true, and I really want these women to face a terrible end. I think the fortune teller would be a fraud and nothing would happen. The bad guys won't be able to become president anyway, because their secrets would be revealed eventually. Going back to the dorm, I think Yeong Ro would lose her necklace during the whole bombing situation, or maybe she had taken it off when she was mad at Soo Ho, because in one teaser, Soo Ho is standing within the dorm and putting the necklace over Yeong Ro once again. When things would start to work between Soo Ho and Yeong Ro, Soo Ho would put it on her again and tell her to not lose it again. I think we would get a kiss scene too right after he puts the necklace on her, but I just wonder if it's too early for their feelings to develop and the kiss to happen. So, maybe this whole thing comes in some later episode other than episode 10. I think the girls would still need a bath and to freshen up. This whole bathing plan didn't work out because of the escaping plan, but the girls still need to freshen up and clean themselves. It's been so many days, but this time one by one girl will go and clean up, and every girl that goes would be accompanied by a spy. They can't take risks anymore. When Yeong Ro's turn to go to the bath will come, Soo Ho will go to keep an eye on her. This would give them some private time to talk to each other. I think Yeong Ro would change into her pink sweater, and she would also open up her hair as till now during the hostage situation. Her hair was tied. I say this because we have the church scene left where Yeong Ro is sitting in the church, and Soo Ho comes in and sits with her. Yeong Ro is wearing a pink sweater, and also her hair is open. During this scene, Soo Ho puts his hand over Yeong Ro's and looks at her. Both are looking at each other sadly, because this whole situation wasn't how they imagined their love to be. I shared both this church scene and Soo Ho putting the necklace back on Yeong Ro in this video, because I think there wasn't enough content in the preview of episode 10. But definitely, a lot more happens than what is shown in the preview, so I have a feeling there is a chance of either one of these scenes happening next week. Moving on, we all now wonder how the heck will everyone make it out alive now. It honestly seems quite impossible, but I have a feeling Dr. Kong, Han Na, and Mrs. P would be turning points in this story, and they'll end up saving everyone in the end. Though for now, it is hard for Dr. Kong to change her mind. She's a loyal soldier who's been working for 17 years for her country. So, it's hard to change this easily, and turn against one's own country. Han Na would also play a vital role. Han Na has all the proof, but she's trapped inside by ANSP. It could be possible that Soo Ho asks for medical supplies for any injuries of the hostages, or maybe other random stuff, and he requests for Han Na once again. That's when they have to let Han Na go, because once Han Na comes inside the dorm with all the evidence, I think that will help not only Soo Ho but Dr. Kong and the other comrades to understand that they are all being fooled into believing that they can leave from here alive, because their countries are ready to kill them all. ANSP is ready to kill the spies, and the North has secretly planned to kill the hostages by the end. At this stage, working together is very important for everyone in the dorm. Mrs. P would also play a pivotal role. First of all, we have a major insight into her character. Mrs. P is a special agent of a NSP. When Mrs. P and Gongmu are talking, that's when it's revealed. Mrs. P was stationed here at the dorm to keep tabs on Yeong Ro, in particular, because she's the chairman's daughter. But Mrs. P has never treated any girl wrongly, and always protected them. I think the true villain here is the ANSP. Everything wrong starts and ends with ANSP. Mrs. P is also fed up with ANSP, and so are Gongmu and Han Na. Now, this might not happen in episode 10, but in future episodes, I think Han Na would get that reporter friend of her out of the ANSP interrogation and torture room, and together they will release the facts of the ANSP, with video proof to the public, right before the election day. This will blow everything up for ANSP. Not only they will lose elections, but Han Na would also prove to the world how the hostage situation was all set up by the higher-ups. Maybe this would make the public shift their opinion on the hostages. And when public opinion is changed, and the evil ANSP is out to the world, they have to release the spies without hurting them. I think that's how the spies could possibly be able to go back unharmed. Now it wouldn't be that easy peasy. Of course, they'd still be questioned for the mess they made on their part. But eventually, the North will come and take them. So, that was it for today's video. Everyone, let's talk in the comment section now. I can't wait to hear your views. Thank you for watching till the end, Snowdrop family. Take care, and I'll see you all with a new video soon.